And I think like a white person, the average white person takes for granted how their tone of voice, the way they interact with a black person, the way and I've seen the difference. I've seen some white people who think the person who cleans their house is lucky to have that job. White people take for granted how much leeway and grace black people have given them in South Africa. And not like a you're lucky thing, but like as an Ubuntu thing, like real levels of it. Real, and some of it is, internalized oppression maybe, but some of it is just like, yo, man, we're still people.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
We're still people.
That when you say 30% and you cry, it means 70% is still owned by white people.
So what?
Exactly. So what? That's your problem. The problem is that you think it's still 1980.
Why?
It's not 1980 anymore. You have to wake up to that reality. The reality is that this country must be diverse. Its economy must be diverse. And if it's not, your walls are not going to protect you. You think that Egypt was a joke when there was a rising there and it can't happen here. It will happen here.
Bullshit.
It will happen, Rob.
Bullshit.
You and I may be dead, but it will happen.
Bring it on. Shit.
No, we'll be dead.
You're acting like the ANC and the GNU. You're saying, oh, you've got to be scared of MK. The rising bullshit.
No, don't be scared.
Look what
of
happened in the KZN.
Yeah.
That fucking fizzled out. Yeah. Rising my foot.
No, I'm not like afraid of EFF. I'm not afraid of MK.
There will be no civil unrest.
I'm not afraid of ANC or DA, right? I think that in each of these parties, Rob, there are good people. And you can't deny that.
I didn't deny it.
Yeah, and we need a system in this country where we can be able to get all those people together to save this country.
Many years ago, I said coalition politics is going to be the future of politics in our region, at the very least. Aggregation politics. Political parties are going to have to come together. Strike compromises. Because Hitler was able to rise because two critical players in that society failed to strike compromises and come together. And this fatal error resulted in the rise of Hitler. Hitler may be rising in South Africa, a different kind of Hitler. It requires those faithful unto death to the cause that the Robert Sobukwes, the Bantu Stephen Bikos, the Nelson Mandelas, and the others were prepared to lay down their lives for. In fact, some did lose their lives in that cause. That lofty cause is now facing an existential threat. It impels the present leadership of South Africa to rise above the personal, the trivial, and the absurd, and recognize the existential threat that faces that country and all of us. Some of you call it monopoly capital. Whatever name you ascribe to it, there's a threat looming. It threatens you, it threatens all of us. It seems to me, and I'm no expert on your politics, it calls for a careful reflection on the approach. Economic freedom fighters, the African National Congress, all of them must step up in order to step back and reflect on the existential threat that faces their country and the rest of the region, and indeed the continent. And when they do, I hope they rise above and beyond some of these differences and realize that what unites them is bigger and stronger than anything that could divide them. Just a wild thought thrown by a brother, a friend, and a comrade.
I just listened to Trevor Noah, what he is talking about. At some point, when such celebrities talk about things, they talk about things that they have experienced, more especially Trevor Noah, what he's saying. It's most of us are experiencing it even today. It's not something that he is talking about, something that has passed. Because there is this kind of belittling people, and they feel like this one is not my equal. I can't talk to him like this. I have to talk to him in a different way. And I watched Rob when he was trying to answer what Tabani was trying to say, JJ Taban. He came out of who he, sometimes when you want to see somebody's true colors, you just say something that he feels like he cannot even listen to that. Then he will come out of and bring out his true colors. I understand at the end, Rob tried to apologize if ever there's anybody who he feel like, or somebody might feel like what he has said was not good. But at some point, that is how you realize what people do and who they are. What he did there, it was a simple thing that they were discussing there. But his response, he came out of that kind of a good discussion and become something else. Then he realized at some point that he is, I think the one who was chairing everything had to change the topic because he could see that something was not right. Because you can read the audience, how they feel about what is going on. As you are looking at your audience sitting out there, when somebody responds in a way that you could just see their facial expression and everything. I suppose he saw something like that. But at some point, you just ask yourself, why I bring Noah into this? He talked about this. Then I'm trying to give the example that at some point, but he was talking about people who are helpers that are being belittled by those who think they are better than them, who have got that power or that little bit of money. They feel like, oh, because this one is working in my kitchen or my garden boy, whatever, then they can treat those people, not understanding that these people are suffering in their own land, whereby they do not have the land. So this becomes a problem because privileged people at some point, they don't think about most of the things. They just mess up everything. Okay, let's leave that one and come to this one of the president of Botswana. What the president of Botswana is saying, it might be taken very light, but it is factual. When you go deep into it, he might have said it lightly, but in the long run, somebody will remember because internet never forgets what he said at this time and what will be happening at some point. So those are kind of things that we always say internet never forgets. He has said it today, looking at what really happened, because what ANC did by working with DA was the biggest mistake ever made in the country, because you are giving people power who are really crying for power because they want to go back to their roots. That is the biggest problem. Now, as we are talking, there's a lot that is happening in the country. When you look at Cape Town, you look at Khayelitsha, you see different places where black people are staying and where white people. And you see AfriForum going everywhere, bad-mouthing the country, South Africa. That is what the president of Botswana is talking about, that there is a hiccuping. But it's going to be a different one. That one is really rising in the country. Now there is a silencing of people who have got loud voices, who see the system that is not working for the 90% or 80% of black people, and when everything is being controlled by the minority. This we must take it to mind. He might have said it at a distance, but we have to look ourselves in the mirror and see, where is the 1975 students? Yeah, I know I might say a lot, but I feel like there's a lot that is happening in the country, but at some point we just have to talk about it and remind people that internet never forgets. What the president of Botswana said might come to play, but not very far, sooner than later. That's why you see people, a guy from Britain who is now in South Africa, married to a South African. Now he's calling for Cape Town to be separated from South Africa. You see all this Oriana that is going on in South Africa. You don't understand what's the meaning of this. Anyway, family, what do you think? Drop your comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bravo, bravo, bravo.